Cheap Seats, 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com out here at Jake's Furnishings, located at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln, open 7 days a week. Give Jake a call at 735-1212 or go online to jakesfurnishings.com. Jake, what's been going on?
Oh, you know how it is. It's tax return season, so we're trying to take care of the people.
That's right.
So we got the store full for you, though, folks, and we've got sales on just about everything here. So great values right now, tax return season. People are looking to do something with some extra money maybe, and we're a good outlet for that, I guess.
Perfect, yeah, definitely. If you need anything, Jake's got, as he said, the shop is full, and there's a lot of furniture to choose from. Jake, give him your hours and when you're here, which is basically most all the time.
Yeah, we never close. Now, Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturdays, 9 to 5, and Sunday, noon to 4.
Jake, we got some scores to go over, too, from local basketball. And the big story, I guess, probably in local basketball has been the Cougars of Illini Central. They win last night in sectional final play, 55 to 29 over Varna Midland. I mean, just slashing them, 55 to 29. You know, the thing is, I've been following this team lately, Jake, and the thing is that they started out bad. 3-10.
3-10.
And I'm thinking, man, how did they get to this point? And now,
well, I think we mentioned it at the beginning of the or shortly after the beginning of the year, how they were kind of struggling there.
Right.
And we kind of lost track of them there for a little while. And you're right.
You tend to do that when the teams aren't playing that well, but now they're 16-12. They play in the super sectional at ISU against Fisher, who's 17-14. So two teams seems like maybe very similar as far as record-wise, but I don't know if Fisher's can be any hotter right now than the Cougars, who have rattled off a number of wins in a row. They just destroy Varna Midland, 55 to 29. The Cougars shot 23 for 42 from the floor last night, including 5 for 11 from three-point range. But obviously the defense is what held up. Giving up 29 points in a sectional championship game is you're going to win a lot of games doing that.
Absolutely. I mean, you talk about a team coming together at the right time.
Yeah, no doubt.
And that's kind of Lincoln kind of tried to do a similar
Sure.
thing. They got a lot better, like you said, after the Christmas break there. This team obviously did too. Basically only losing 2 games since I think it was right at Christmas. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it looks, as I'm read the article this morning in the paper, that you got to give some props to big man Duncan McClure. He's 6'4". He hasn't been able to throw one down all year. His players have been giving him a lot of crap, he says in the paper about it. And last night he got a breakaway, and no better time than to throw your first dunk down when then in the sectional championship. So big ups to the Cougars from Illini Central. Hopefully they can come out on top on Tuesday and head over to Peoria. It's that time of year, Jake. State tournament basketball, Peoria.
Now, they'll play. Where will they play?
They play at ISU.
They will play at ISU.
Illinois State University, nice. 7:30 against Fisher. So if they win that, a great venue over at ISU, and then you get to the ultimate in Illinois basketball when
Absolutely.
you can go to Peoria. So hopefully maybe we can get Coach over at Illini Central on next week, and hopefully he's playing in hopefully he won't be able to be here, because if he goes, they're going to be playing Friday and Saturday, so we might have to get a phone in.
There you go.
So some big ups to Illini Central. Good luck to them. Again, they're playing 7:30 Tuesday night against Fisher, who's 17-14. Illini Central 16-12 after a big W last night against Varna Midland. Some of the Central State 8 scores, the teams that are still alive. Lanphier beat Southeast last night 62-53. Of course, Lanphier now will come to the Lincoln sectional. Another team coming to the Lincoln sectional is Champaign Central after they defeated Champaign Centennial 58-42. And the other team coming is Streeter, 61-59 over Pontiac in 3 overtimes. So we'll run down the schedule that's going to be going on here in Lincoln at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. Champaign Central is going to take on Streeter Tuesday night at 7:30. Again, that's Champaign Central and Streeter Tuesday night at 7:30. Of course, they'll have the three-point shoot on, I think, a little bit before that. And then Lanphier and MacArthur. Lanphier and MacArthur are going to play Wednesday night at 7:30. The winner of those two will meet Friday at Roy S. 7:30 for the sectional championship game to see who goes on to the goes on to the Super. So a lot of basketball going on in Lincoln. Unfortunately, the Railers not in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But a good season, and we've enjoyed it as always. Jake, this time of year as basketball pretty much takes over. I know you're that baseball guy who loves spring training, as I saw you were looking up the Cardinals' website a little bit. But we've got Missouri Valley Tournament going on. Jordan Nelson, of course, playing for Evansville. They were on last night. They were victorious, and I think they have the top seed Shockers out of Wichita State. I'm going to have to – no, I'm sorry, they have Creighton. Evansville plays Creighton today. I'm going to have to get a time for that. I'm not exactly sure what time they play, but all those games have been on TV at Fox Sports Midwest, I think, going on. And the Valley, I enjoy watching the Missouri Valley Tournament as much as I do the Big Ten. I mean, it's a good basketball.
Yeah, especially this year. They have really good basketball going, especially down the stretch here. They've got about 4 teams that are really competing hard, and we'll see what they can do if they can get multiple teams this year into the NCAAs.
Right. ISU will be taking on the top-seeded Shockers of Wichita State. Wichita State, maybe the hottest team in college basketball. They're coming in with a 14 seed. Right now, they're number 14 in the nation, so ISU will have a tough road of it. And then, of course, as we talked about, that's at 1:30. ISU and Wichita State at 1:30, and then Creighton plays Evansville at 4 o'clock. So you can check. Hopefully, Jordan gets some time in that game. If not, you get to see the team that at least he's playing for.
Absolutely, which would be kind of nice seeing Lincoln guys showing up on the TV with other teams. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Other than that, we've heard a lot of this thing. I'm looking in the front page of the paper. Wood Weber head back to Carbondale is on the front page. I mean, if he gets fired, they've already talked that SIU is interested. I mean, would you want to go back to a place that you left? I mean, how well?
I don't know.
How well would you be?
He was. He was a rock star when he was there.
Oh, there's no doubt. He had great seasons.
He is a mid-major kind of coach.
Yeah.
He recruits fair. He is not a top talent recruiter in my opinion, but that's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But he can get a lot out of a motion offense with mid-majors guys that'll stick around for 4 years. It hasn't worked when you're talking about playing top talent on night in, night out basis. It makes it very difficult.
Got to have some plays every once in a while.
That's exactly right. And for Weber to move forward in the Big Ten, it would be it's just difficult for him,
Yeah, and it sounds like the head man at SIU is going to be gone, Mr. Lowry. He's going to be gone, so who knows? We're not saying that Coach Weber is going to be gone, but he's got a lot of work to do here in the next.
Can we trade him?
Next couple. I don't know if that's possible.
Like couple deflated basketballs.
Although
maybe an old rack that's missing a wheel.
I'm just going to give you some other tidbits on Illinois right now. This guy's cleaning house now.
Yeah.
This AD has just fired the girls coach, Coach Law, after 5 years. So in a matter of about. He's probably been there, 8 months, maybe 6 months. He's gotten rid of the football coach and now the basketball coach. So if you're Bruce, boy.
He's obviously not afraid to pay off some contracts. So.
And that's the thing. They have fired her, and they're going to be looking for a new coach. So he's not only made himself a lot of work in finding now 2 new head coaches. He may have a third in the basketball program too. So a very the big statement so far for the new AD.
He's made the comment that he expects Illinois to be a powerhouse in most sports.
Mm-hmm. I'm right there with him.
And to be honest, I'm with him too. I mean, Illinois, you look at basketball and football players, we've got some of the best kids in the nation coming out of our state and not staying in our state. So there is no reason why we shouldn't be a powerhouse.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens, and of course, hopefully the Illini can make a big run. We've got the Big Ten tournament coming up next week. Duke, North Carolina today. There's a full slate of basketball going on. This is one of my favorite times of the year to just sit down and take a break from the long winter regular season this year and sit down and watch a lot of good teams.
Oh yeah, spring training started. You got the base.
Really? I didn't know that
I
didn't.
You got
didn't know if they were
the
playing this
spring
year.
baseball leagues taking off right now. So it's good times. Great fruit and cactus league. I'm so excited.
Did you say great food? Is
Great
that usually?
fruit.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
great
that's what you're
great food.
Usually, what you're excited for.
Great food is great.
Jake, let's take a quick
love
commercial
food.
break, and I got something from the NFL that I want to talk to you with you about that just came out here in the last few days. It's something a little different, and happened to do with the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I've got a little local flavor I'd like to add in as well.
Sounds good. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Stop out here at Jake's Furnishings, located at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln, open 7 days a week. Give him a call at 735-1212. He's got a full house of furniture, and he'd like for you to come in and take a look at it. So 96.3 FM and WLCN online. Jake's Furnishings is where we're at, located at 1100 Woodlawn Road, 735-1212, or go online to jakesfurnishings.com. And Jake, before we took that last commercial break, you had some local.
Yeah, we lot going on in the Lincoln area. College basketball still going on. The Lynx softball getting ready to kick off as well.
Uh-huh.
The wrestling team's going strong, but AJ Bruns is having a little sports sponsored car event over here at the American Legion later today. Free food. He's trying to raise money for this coming race here. He's in the open wheel market, and I mean it's some fun racing, guys. And if you want to check out his car and stuff, I'm sure you'll have it over there.
Yeah.
It'll be a good show. I believe it starts at 5 o'clock tonight. Jake's Furnishings providing some product for him for his auction he's having and everything to raise some money. And I'd like to see a good crowd out there.
Yeah, it'd be nice. A guy at our age,
Yeah.
Friend of ours, and in the racing world, it's always tough, as you can imagine, without huge sponsors and all that kind of stuff to keep rolling. Well,
And he is when it comes to this type of racing, he is a top talent actually. So it's great to see somebody from Lincoln thriving in that kind of industry, and doing it locally, keeping it local is a pretty cool deal. And I tell you what, you get kids looking at this stuff, and I was telling you about this last year. I had never really been to any races before. Towards the end of the year, I started going, taking my oldest daughter, and she was loving it. And I mean, she is a girly girl, and she was absolutely loving the race. So
you might see a Jake's Furnishings car running around the Lincoln Speedway in a couple of years.
It is very possible.
I want to check with you, Jake. Interesting thing I've read. These organizations, whether it be NFL, Major League, NBA, have all these things that coaches try to get their players to play harder, to do different things. Motivational tactics.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not so sure the motivational tactic for the Saints worked out too well for them. I'm just going to go over this a little bit. I'm sure a lot of people have known about it, but I just want to get your thoughts on it. The New Orleans Saints players and at least one assistant coach has maintained a bounty pool of up to $50,000 the last 3 seasons to reward game-ending injuries inflicted on opposing players. For whatever reason, they've included Brett Favre, so that I don't know what that has to do with it. But that's Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator. No punishments have been handed out, but they could include suspension, fines, and loss of draft picks. And the reason I bring that up, Greg Williams took the defensive coordinator job at St. Louis now. Yeah. Will he see repercussions from this? And just one of your overall thing, when you first heard about it, what was your initial reaction?
My initial reaction was, I believe they had the same thing going on when he was with the Redskins.
They did. They've speculated that right now also.
On top of that, I do not believe that this is the only team that does this.
No.
I really don't. I mean, honestly, we're talking about the NFL, folks.
Right.
We're not talking about the Boy Scout League or anything like that. I believe it goes on the college level. I believe there may be some high schools that do it. And do it in different ways. It may not be, we're not talking about, if you're getting lower levels, you're not talking about thousands of dollars, of course, but I believe there is some kind of incentive for stuff like that. It is a extremely violent sport And one way to get guys motivated in an extremely violent sport in which they have constantly seen the violence is to up the ante on them. And I believe this is their way of motivating it. I am definitely against it. I mean, I'm a sportsmanship guy. I love to win, but you don't want to win by taking out the opponent. You want to beat the other opponent.
Yeah, I mean, can't you just tackle him? I mean, you don't have to paralyze him.
Well, to be honest, that's why they brought up Brett Favre. They're the ones that ended his career.
Right.
I mean, they're the reason his shoulder got jacked up. That was the game. So, and there was extra hits being put on him.
Right.
So, it makes sense. Roger Goodell, commissioner of the league, is obviously
this coach should be out of, this coach should be out of the league.
Well, I'm telling you right now, he's not the only one doing it.
Well, I'm not saying
he's just the only one to get caught.
Well, that's the way with a lot of things. But when you get caught,
there's
got to be repercussions.
I'm telling you right now, there's going to be some pretty serious repercussions on this. But I don't believe it'll be against him. I believe it'll be against the Saints.
Boy, it's that's just a nasty. I'm all for finding ways to motivate your guys.
Yep.
Long season. These guys are in the league 10 years, and maybe especially on a team. Now this team is a playoff team, a championship team. They shouldn't need motivation. I'm talking about the guys that are playing for St. Louis or for teams that are 2-10, and you got to get something for them to go. Can't you just throw out, hey, go get the most tackles? Don't break the guy's leg.
Yeah.
Or do whatever. Just you can win some money by getting the most tackles or throwing some great blocks or doing whatever.
They were saying they were getting extra money if they left on a stretcher. Extra money if they were if they were out for the entire game as opposed to just a few plays. I mean, it was.
That's kind of sickening, really. I mean,
it really is.
Yeah.
I mean, you think how much money these guys make and everything, and in the NFL, as a player, you look across the ball, and you're seeing your future teammates. I mean, because there's not too many guys that stay on one team their entire career anymore. No. I mean, with any of the major sports. So with that being said, you're taking the chance of hurting your future employer's team.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, in the NFL, there is no loyalty from team to player. It doesn't exist. I mean, at the end of the year, you still may have 4 years left on your contract. You can be cut at the end of the year because of a bonus that they may have to pay you. So there is no loyalty. So why the players would be all for this, I have no idea. You would have thought that the players would have stood up years ago to be against this. Sure. But like I said, it makes absolutely no sense to me how the players themselves obviously have no loyalty to their own player. I mean, and they're all in a big, the NFL Players Association, which is a huge union, a very strong union, as shown last fall, how strong they actually are, and they would still go through this kind of abuse to their fellow union members. It's not
not a good situation. There's going to be some bad things happen to those guys, and as it should be.
And the repercussions for the Saints. I mean, you look at what Goodell did against the Patriots just for videotaping other teams' practices and whatnot. I mean, which is, that's kind of serious. But let's face it, you still have to go out and perform to be able to beat a team.
This is bodily harm.
This is bodily harm, and something that they have been, really watching hard with concussions and whatnot, trying to extend the careers and extend the betterment of life after football for these players.
Yeah.
And
these guys are trying to end their life.
They're trying to, extra money for getting taken out on a stretcher. That's life-changing.
Yeah, that's about as bad as it gets.
So,
hey, Jake, we got to make a few announcements here before we go out of here at Jake's Furnishings. We want to tell everybody, stop by Caparel's Gold Buying Event going on now until 5 at the Lincoln Best Western Plus, located at 1750 5th Street, and turn your gold, silver, coins, jewelry, and much more into quick dollar cash. Guaranteed. That's the Caparel's Gold Buying Event going on now at the Lincoln Best Western Plus. For more information, phone 815-432-2300. So take your jewelry and coins, anything you want over there to the Best Western Plus and get some quick cash. Also, the public is invited to a free health and fitness seminar with certified fitness ACE certified and ripped certified instructor Lisa Kloss today at 2 p.m. at the all-new state-of-the-art Anytime Fitness Club located at 716 North Logan Street in Lincoln. See how Lisa's amazing success story turned her life around from over 225 pounds to a ripped 135-pound boot camp instructor and competition fitness champion. It's free and open to everyone. For more information, call them at 732-1155 or head over to Anytime Fitness at 2 p.m. today. Jake, that's going to wrap it up for us. Another Saturday gone, the last of it for being the 2011-2012 regular basketball season. But next week we've got March Madness coming up. Let's see, next week we're going to be next week we will be at Fifth Street Food Mart for the March Madness kickoff. A great place to be. All the things that can happen out at Fifth Street Food Mart. Then the next week we'll be at the Knights Columbus to kick off the Special Olympics Polar Plunge on Saturday, March the 17th. Then we'll be at the Christian Village. And then Saturday, March 31st, we'll be at the Rec Center for the annual health fair. So we're booked up as long as you will hit the plunge.
Wow.
That's going to do it here from Jake's Furnishings. For Josh Komnick, the furniture guy, Jake Johnston. We'll see you guys next Saturday.
Good day.